Hello.
What is up? Welcome to Cliffhangers. We are Truffle Pig Wigs, and we're just a couple of vivacious girls with flexible spines and an undying penchant for all things drag. And we are bringing you the unofficial, unrequested, and unhinged Drag Race podcast.
In our heavily anticipated first series, we will be shrieking over season 2 of Drag Race UK for you. So let's get on with it.
Yeah. A mighty little quick disclaimer about Cliffhangers is we are absolute super fans of drag, and we're only really here to uplift queer art. So taking a leaf out of the Boudet Brothers book, nobody gets to decide what your fantasy is, and although we will throw maybe a little playful shade, we are not critiquing what anyone's art is.
Exactly. Our number one rule here is that the only people getting laughed at should be us.
Yeah.
Anyone doing drag is already a star, and nothing we say is going to change or discredit that. Try as we might.
Big fan, big supporter. We love you, Gil. And special shout out to Ryan Frosting as well, chasing us up on Insta, going, "Where's the pod?" It's here, babes.
It's here and it's all for you. Everything we do is for you too.
So, previously, we've had the Snatch Game and the prehistoric runway. Bimini was the winner. Tia and Lawrence had to lip sync, and then Tia finally, some might say, sachets away. It's the rule of 3, really, though, isn't it?
Truly, but I think the whole of the UK is absolutely heartbroken. As soon as I went on Twitter, people were in pieces.
People police.
Yeah, absolutely gutted.
Well, like I said, I think they should just get her on as a little talking head, like keep her on as a commentator.
I think the first point that we need to talk about is Ahora's Macarena line. I can't really even remember what it was, but I just wrote savage.
Well, she said, if when it comes to a lip sync, you want to be careful who you're up against because Tia's giving you Macarena, whereas Taser's giving you Janet Jackson. What
do you think you give, Macarena or Janet Jackson?
Probably Macarena.
Like a soft Venga Boys?
Probably a Hard Steps.
Yeah.
I thought it was jokes when they were just all like, "Oh God, that lipstick shade is atrocious, isn't it?" Oh, Tia's lipstick message. Just one final dig from the gals.
Yeah, truly. One, just stick that knife in and twist it one last time.
So then, of course, HRH, the Royal Queen of Shade, Ahora, starts off just a lovely casual conversation of who do you think should be going next?
I love this bit. I was like, oh, like they just literally can't rest on the sadness of someone leaving for more than 11 seconds. And then they're like, right, who do we need to kick out next?
Basically, everyone said sister, apart from Sister who said Ellie and Lawrence who said Ellie and Sister. My favourite bit was when Taste was like, "One of you get a badge, one of you fuck off, innit?"
I love that we're seeing this much more razor-sharp side of Taste, to be honest. Like,
it's a 7-month break. She's matured into a bitch.
I really feel like actually after this break, that the personalities of the girls are very different. Don't you? I feel like we're really seeing, especially in this episode, really seeing real evolution of the girls.
Who's changed? Who's going through changes?
100%. She's going... Ahora.
Changes.
100% Ahora has changed. And I really think Taste has as well. Maybe it's all that rutting they've been doing.
Oh, maybe. So then it's a new day in the workroom.
Yeah.
Lawrence saying that she misses Veronica, and then it's like the longest pregnant pause ever. I can't believe they didn't throw a tumbleweed across the stage or some crickets. We'll add some of them. Yeah. Just like she needed Tia to be there because Tia was really her main supporter, and now it's just like...
Absolutely.
Who? Green? What?
Yeah. Oh, the ill one. Sending out best wishes to Veronica Green. I hope she's recovered from long COVID, though.
Yeah, that wasn't the thoughts of the pod. That was just the
We do not endorse. We do not endorse the thoughts of the workroom. I also need to point out just the outrageously slim physique of Taste. Like, there was a cut to her, and she was just like, she's so elegant. She's like a lovely long praying mantis.
Eloquent.
Yeah. And also the comments to Sister, I really thought she just takes it in her stride so well. Sometimes she does seem a little bit hot, which is obviously understandable because do not come for me on this day.
No.
But I actually thought when every single person in that room was like, "You are garbage," she was like, "Do you know what, girls? We are sisters, though." Like, I thought she was like really quite fantastic at taking it.
Yeah, she's always got a little one-liner to come back with.
Yeah. And if not, she can just rest on them comedy teeth.
RuPaul comes in looking like a pair of 70s curtains. And then, probably one of the favourite mini challenges, the library is open.
La bibliothèque est ouverte. with the reading challenge, how do you think you would fare? Would you have the book of reads ready to go?
Yeah, I would have reads for any sort of generic stereotype personality of queen.
So your comedy relies on stereotypes.
Well, they'd be like, I'd have ones for tall queens, short queens, big queens, little queens, funny queens, beauty queens. I just like, because you don't know who's going to be in there. I suppose after the break you would. But yeah, just like make sure I had a little Rolodex of hate in my head.
100%. I would also as well, like that would be the first thing I would do when I get home on the first day. After having met all of the girls, I'd be like, right, let me sit down. What can I say about, like, what can I say about Sister? What can I say about Veronica? What can I say about Ellie? Like, I would go through each of them and think like, what are their weaknesses? Such nasty, manipulating behaviour. Like, how can I really attack them?
I laughed at every one of Sister's.
I thought Sister was fantastic in this challenge.
Yeah.
I really thought she came into her own. If I was on it, I would want every single one of the girls to rock my shit. I would want them to be like, you're fat, you're ugly, and you can't do anything. Like, I just want to be absolutely read to the ground. Like,
yeah, it's always really disappointing when was it TKB's? I think one of the ones who just kind of like insults herself rather than everyone else.
Takes
like,
off them weird ponytails.
Yeah, it's like, come on, girl.
Can I ask first, what was your favourite read?
Well, it was a horror's read to taste. I nearly fell off my chair. I had to pause it and get the subtitles. It was, last time you served me face, you was laying on your back with your tongue out and I was sitting on it.
God bless that bitch. It made me choke. I like screamed out loud.
Same.
And I had to go back as well. I was like, you fucking bitch. Because the thing I love about it as well is that like there's clearly such a difference between a horror and Taste. Like, I feel like Taste, even though she does cover it up well, like Taste is clearly quite embarrassed when people like mention sex. Ever since a horror walked in the door, she's just been very balls first. She's been up talking about sex and stuff. Whereas
Walk in the room balls first.
Exactly, where I feels like Taste, Taste has been a bit more reserved. So I just love that, like, not only is she reading her, but it's also like quite embarrassing her as well.
V graphic.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. My favourite read was the like Ellie Diamond. I think it should be Ellie Zarconia.
Yeah, I thought kind of everyone was okay. Everyone was all right.
I think the problem with Lawrence's reading challenge was she just fucks herself up with the expectation that she feels is on her.
She has to be perfect for Glasgow or they'll lynch her when she comes back.
Yeah, but also I feel like she's like, I'm the funny one. This is something I'm going to do really well at. Whereas others are like, oh, do you know what? Like, I'm just going to try my best. So I feel like there's a real sense of expectation with everything she does.
So Sister is the winner of the reading challenge.
Very rightly so, I thought. I'm really glad.
I hate when the judges disagree with me, but then I also hate when they agree with me because then I feel like it sounds like I've copied them.
Oh, the terrifying insight into your mind.
She's a Gemini.
Yeah, she's a woman of two sides. She's multi-layered.
So then Rue announces that this week they will be making super Shero outfits out of unconventional lockdown materials. So if you were on the show and Sister doing her 15-second scramble,
Yeah.
would you use that time to be scanning the room, looking for mood board items and piecing it together in your mind, or would you just be fucking bullying a china shop?
Well, I mean, I'd be seething something livid. Is what I mean. I think I'd try to be mood boarding. I think probably I would look at that and have an idea of what I wanted.
Yeah.
Because I'd always be going for the same sort of textures and colours. And what about you?
I would just be like
Grabbing
nutter.
whatever the
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was Taste carrying a massive roll of fiberglass?
I thought you were going to say something about his dick. I'm just so prepped at this point.
Was
Like,
Taste's-
did I see Taste's giant cock hanging out? Like, let it go, Luke.
But did you though?
No, I don't. That's not what I watched the show for.
Liar. A horror being like Inspector Gadget sneaking around between those two mannequins. I was
Honestly, I was
creasing.
dying. It was giving me real Alyssa All-Stars with the gun and the wig.
Yeah. I like the fact she's offering sexual favours for rhinestones because let's be honest, who hasn't?
To be honest, I've done a lot worse for a lot less. For a couple of AB crystals, come on. Crying when Taste was like, whose hands are these? Very, very funny. Although I was absolutely fucking terrified at the beginning because we're going to give you a little TV intel as told to us by, I think it was Willem that I saw this thing from, because obviously queen of reality TV, saying that you can always tell who goes because they have the most amount of talking heads in
Yeah.
the show, because basically they're trying to like squeeze out all of the good shit and they want you to feel like there's like real narrative in the show. So it's like, if you're like, Veronica Green is being shown a lot more in this episode, she's going home. And they were showing Tace so much, and I was like...
As soon as I saw her heading towards those fucking copper scourers, I was just like, don't do it, bitch, don't do it. Like, screaming to the telly, like, why are you doing this? You've seen season 1, you've seen Canada's Drag Race. Like,
they are tiny bits of metal. It's like wearing cheese graters on the runway. You can't build shape with them. You can't build a silhouette with them. Like, they're not like a durable material that you can create a good garment with. It's like, please tell me one person on the show that has done well by using scourers. Like,
not one.
No.
And I get, yes, that colour will be gorgeous with your skin tone, but that can't be enough.
Yeah. Your talent can't be scourers.
Raven is here!
Okay, we need to talk. Stop that tape, mama. You pause that tape, mama, because we need to talk. Raven.
Golden goddess.
No, not golden. Raven is doing blackface, and the internet is ablaze.
Oh, really?
Oh my God, yeah. When they first showed her, they showed her from far away. And do you remember last week I was like, wow, she's so glowing, she's so gold. When it came up and she was side by side with RuPaul, she is the same colour as RuPaul. Now, I did a little deep dive because I wanted to make sure that before I came for her on this day that I was saying the wrong thing. She is Russian. So why does she stand before me? There is no part of her is anything apart from a white woman. Why does she stand before me on this day on telly as a proud woman of spray-on colour? And it is unbelievable. I was like,
we're gonna have to put a picture side by side of them two on the pod then.
It's just, I can't believe it.
I thought she was just like trying to do a full gold look.
No, she does RuPaul's makeup, so lest we not forget.
Maybe she forgot her own shade of foundation. She's just dipping into Daddy's.
Trying to cut costs. So she does RuPaul's makeup, so she knows what shade she uses on a black man, and then she puts it on herself. So she knows what she's doing, and that's that on that.
She looked absolutely gorgeous, though.
She is absolutely gorgeous, but why not serve her in her correct colour?
Yeah.
Rather than I
didn't notice at all. Yeah, like I just thought she was doing some kind of Oscars look. Like Oscar.
A solid gold dancer.
I can't believe that Sister didn't know about or wasn't already using like beard colour corrector.
Yeah.
Do you think she was just trying to sort of be like, okay, Raven, yeah, good one?
I felt like that they were trying to shoehorn in one of literally the most basic drag. Like everyone knows. That's like being like, oh, did you also know that you can use a darker contour to create shadows on your face? like literally everyone, especially a queen that... Are you honestly telling me that Sister, who she has a drag family, like she also is a working queen, she's never seen a queen put on beard corrector? I really feel like what she was talking about is she was like, I'm constantly having to shave against the grain and my face is very irritated.
Yeah.
Like, have either of you ever dealt with that before? And then they were like, maybe you can use corrector. It's like, congratulations. I'm sure telling the British public about that might be useful to them, but I'm actually asking you a question about something completely different.
Yeah.
That seemed mental. How about when Lawrence was like, I'm going to make something that is both young and referencing sportwear? I went, Lawrence, you make my nerves bad. young and sportswear. I'm sorry, that is not 2 words I ever think of when I think of you.
Well, no, because like later on in the episode as well, that he says like he likes to
look like a MILF.
Yeah, like.
But I thought MILF ? I thought more like the nurse from Romeo and Juliet. Lovely matron-like figure.
I'm not one to be overdramatic.
I wouldn't believe it if you would.
I thought I was going to die when Bimini brought that piece of shit over, as Lawrence called it, scrap heap challenge. Like, I was like, please, for the love of God, Bims, you've got to change that. Like, those tits and the palms, like, unless she was just like, what's Ashton Kutcher's thing?
Mila Kunis.
No.
Oh, punked.
Yeah, unless she was just punking us, like, I was terrified.
Listen, if there's one thing you know that I'm going to do, it is ride till I die for Bimini. Bimini is East London. And that is that on that. I know it wasn't like a sewing challenge, but it was made from found materials. And when I looked at it, I was like, I can imagine someone from East London wearing that on stage. We're not pageant gals. You are looking at me and thinking the bullshit that is coming out of his mouth. I just think that, like, yeah, it was absolute garbage. I'm not saying that. But I also think, like, I looked at it and I was like, I know where she's coming from. She ain't trying... Like, I didn't feel like she was trying to make a well-made garment. Does that make sense?
But, like, yeah, obviously, I don't care if she wears, like, a bikini out of, like, dental floss and, like, used tampons, but not on the programme that might kick you off when I need to see you on my telly for week after week.
Yeah. We'll just think, the sooner that she gets out of it, the sooner you can be front row with your video camera.
Screaming and crying.
Screaming and crying at live shows.
Again, just in my notes, Tace. My arsehole was going 50p, 20p with Tace and Bimini.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
But this is what I love about them. Like, I don't want to see someone skating through. Like, you want to see light and shade to the girls, and that's what they're giving us. They're like, I am a superstar, but also I am shit at this. And that's fantastic for me. Oh my God, when Tace was like, I better get listening to the song, I was like, don't you dare. Don't you put that iPod down, sir. Like, I was literally like, it was a real roller coaster of emotions, wasn't it? I was like, in between the A&E rolling up for Tace and Bimini, the terror in her eyes, I was like, this is all too much for me. You all better get some confidence and soon.
Tensions were running high.
Yeah.
So it's Elimination Day. My first thoughts for what a fucking shithole they've left that workroom in. Like a tornado's gone
You're
through.
born in a barn. Clean up after yourself.
And it's got some mirror chats. Sister and Lawrence discuss sewing from a young age. And then it made me think, Barney, were you the weird kid at school?
Not really. I was like, I mean, obviously I've always been a couple of Fruit Loops short of a barrel, but...
Yeah.
Sure. No, not really. I wasn't really the weird kid because I was basically just a young girl around many other young girls. Do you know what I mean? Like, what my...
You're just playing hopscotch and skipping.
Well, literally that. I mean, I suppose it depends how weird you think is a sort of like 11-year-old boy joining in Kiss Chase, but on the girls' team trying to kiss the boys. I don't know, how weird does that feel? But not really. I don't think that I was always very lucky that I had a lot of friends. Hey, were you the weird kid?
No, I was like the
Posh
moody alt one that every now and then some like Norm would come and try and be friends with me, and I'd give him a couple of months and then...
What I love is the
Shut 'em
polarity of you, the moody alt kid that lives in West London, that's listening to Tura Satanas and pretending to sleep with members of Marilyn Manson's band, but then just zipping off down Devon and playing with the ponies all summer.
No one
She's
said
a horse gal.
You can't. No, they're not mutually exclusive. I would always sing the metal songs to my horses on hacks. Why don't you come on down to Truffle Pig Farms, where we can offer you the best in artisanal,
organic,
corn-fed,
hand-reared,
locally grown,
seasonal,
synthetic lace front wigs.
Because if you're getting delicately bred, then so should your wigs be.
Be the prettiest little sow in the muck heap. trufflepigwigs.co.uk.
Use code Cliffhangers for 15% off your order. That's code Cliffhangers. Now close that gate behind you.
So then, I guess we're moving on to the main stage.
Message.
Now, yeah, sure, RuPaul, you look cute. Who doesn't look cute in a blonde updo? But now I'm really looking at her garments and the straps. You can see the edges of the sequins. Like, that doesn't seem like a polished, like, well-made garment to me. I feel like if that was on someone else, they would have got red for it. And I don't understand why Ru's making all these claims about what other people are wearing. Like, compare any one of RuPaul's dresses to anything like most of those girls have worn on the runway, and it just looks like someone's knocked it up in the back room.
Literal bits of fabric wrapped around his body.
Yeah.
His. Well, this is the thing, and I wonder whether, I've said this before, I don't know actually whether Zaldi does. Some of the gowns that Zaldi does, sure, couture. Well, they're not really couture, that's a lie. But, like, they are well constructed, they're beautiful. And Zaldi is obviously a
Gorgeous queen.
Emmy award winning. Can I just...
We'll put a picture of Zaldi up as a queen.
100% put a picture of Zaldi up. Or maybe we'll do a little clip of, has everyone seen the advert that Zaldi in when they get into the back of the cab?
I don't know. Have they?
I don't know, but what, do you remember what advert it's for?
Nah.
The song is "You're moving too fast." What's that
Some
song?
people.
Yeah.
Very 90s groovy trips.
And Zaldy gets in as a beautiful girl, and then she starts putting shaving foam on, shaving in the back of the car. It's honestly one of the most iconic adverts ever. And if you haven't seen that, you really need to clock into 90s sort of Palladium limelight times with Zaldy, Matthew Anderson, and Rue hitting the New York 90s club scene, because that honestly fantastic. But yeah, I wonder whether Zaldy does do their gowns, because the UK ones, we have commented quite a few times on how basic they look.
I call shade.
Especially that like weird plum thing from last week.
Not here for it.
Joined by the gorgeous Michelle. I'm going to stop commenting on her
Why?
because you always be like,
Women supporting
oh,
women.
oh, did you want to finger her in an alley? So yeah, Michelle was there.
I mean, the question still remains: do you want to finger her in an
No,
alley?
I don't like vaginas.
My Jammer, I said, absolutely stunning with them bottom lashes, but
She can fuck off.
I'm going to repeat a point because it's worth saying. I'm getting sick of them just like having like random people. There are so many. Where is all of the fucking queer icons that Britain has to offer? Like, why is Maya Jama? Why is Lorraine Kelly? Why is like literally every single guest judge they've had, like apart from Emanike, they should all be on the level of Emanike in terms of like visibility of queer icons. Like, where is Monroe?
But at least Lorraine Kelly was on a TV show episode. Like, what the fuck has Maya Jama got to do with constructing clothes
Put
out of
fucking
materials?
Paul O'Grady on it. Put fucking newly Batman Philip Schofield on it. Like, literally anyone. Like, it is mental that they're just like, oh, who should we have on? Ugh, Maya Jama says she'll do it. Yeah, sure. Like,
Cool. Also, I know someone who DJ'd before her. She was getting paid about $5,000 compared to their £100, and she was using a pre-mixed CD, and she kept wheeling up the tracks, and then it was just like sending it back to the beginning of the mix.
I'm begging, listen, the producers of Drag Race, I'm sure you're listening, please, next season, hit us up. We can tell you some UK icons. Please, can we have people from the queer community that we are all going to scream over, rather than, I swear to God, if you bring out Cheryl.
Yeah, like people like Princess Julia should have been on the fucking panel.
Like, and also like think about
Where's Boy George?
Exactly, like literally anyone that has been like at the forefront of like queer liberation, or like even like discussing, like you're not gonna have a single fucking trans judge? I don't think. Non-binary judge, like why isn't it reflective of our community rather than just that, oh, this is a radio host that nobody knows anything about? Like, fuck off. So please, we'd like to see that change ASAP.
The runway this week, Lockdown Super Sheroes. Did you have any thoughts on what you could have done? I found this really difficult.
I found this really difficult because also as well, like, would like we were saying before, like, would you have based it on like on the found materials?
I just thought, I don't know what the materials are, so I just kind of tried to think of a punny quarantine character.
I did. Well, my first thought went to that, that amazing picture of like the person that's like constructing an entire garment out of masks. It's like sort of like bikini, like, very Atlanta stripper. But I mean, I guess I wouldn't know until I saw the found materials. It would definitely be something in relation to COVID.
No, it had to be.
No, it was a hero. They weren't all in relation to COVID.
It was Lockdown Super Sheroes.
Yeah, but mine would be specifically in relation to like fighting COVID.
Sure.
Topical.
Yeah. The best I could do after a real strong 10 minutes of rattling my
and
brain.
A couple of tequilas.
Sanny Lennox. So she's like a strain of Spider-Man, but instead of shooting webs from the wrists, I'm shooting hand sanitizers, squirting hand sanitizer.
And would you do that on the runway?
Yes, and it's not we, it's hand sanitizer.
Although, quite often, it's mostly we.
It's usually we, yeah.
Can I just say how much I loved that they had their little boy bits at the beginning? So cute.
Not all of them are born to be actors, but...
No. Some of them could do with a couple of little lessons at Leigh Strasberg. I don't know.
So first, stomping down the runway, we have Ms. Tace, a.k.a. Exfoliana Bolt. Thoughts? My first was, love that pussycat on her.
This one hurt. This one really was like a dagger to my soul. I knew it was coming though. At least I was prepped. And if you'd like to be prepped, get yourself down to Dean Street Clinic. First of all, my first thing is, what a cute boy. I just thought the whole thing was very cute, the boy. And then as soon as I saw the outfit, my heart dropped. Although I did think, and mainly probably because of the skin tone, I really thought she was giving Raven.
And Naomi does Raven as well.
That's literally what I've written down. Raven, by way of Naomi Smalls.
Yeah.
I thought that maybe it was because of the lovely little pussycat wig, and like Naomi did the black and the grey scale. And I just, as a visual, but honestly, she had more confidence in that front tiny thong than I do in the UK government. Like, honestly, like, did you see it was like holding on by like the tiniest bit? I was like, that is going to pop, and then your 9-foot dong is going to pop out. Like,
it was a lovely presentation.
Listen to the way that we cape so hard for Taze. I'm like, oh, the wig, oh, the face. Like, I'm literally just like skirting around saying anything bad. But what is important is that we are not unbiased on this pod, and I'm going to say it. It was shit.
Wow. 5 truffles. I
went 5 as well.
I actually went 6 written down, but then I had to correct it in real life.
Get out of my brain, Luki Gotti. I actually put 7 to begin with, and I was like, bitch.
Then you saw everyone else.
No, not even. It didn't even get to the end of the thing. I was like, look at that flaming mess on the runway.
Still a piece of garbage.
Literally, I was like, look how bad that is. Like, if anyone, I was like, just thinking to myself, I was like, imagine if Tia had come down in that, what you'd be saying. I'd be like, 1. I mean, luckily for Taste, like the makeup and the hair is always gonna, she could literally be wearing anything. And also what's so difficult and so sizist is that I was like, oh my God, look at her fantastic body in it. Look at her long legs, which is like, again, that is not the challenge.
Just learn from Bagger's mistakes. Learn from Lemon's mistakes.
Yeah, and my heart dropped because I knew straight away, I was like, she's going to be in the bottom.
Yeah.
And then next up, we have Laurence.
Lawrence of Achania.
My first thing that I put is there was too many elements. Much like the periodic table. I just thought there's a lot going on here, and I ain't got time to break it all down. You've got what, like 9 seconds on the runway? And I ain't got time to be darting over your jiggery
straps and flats.
Yeah, well, your jiggery pokery. You've got ruched arm sleeves. You've got zips. You've got zops. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It was all a bit much, and I thought that ain't for me.
I said hair cute. Liked the complementary colours. Well made.
Very polite for you.
6.5 truffles.
I did 6. It was referential of so many different period looks. Like there was like, was it 50s? Was it 70s? I don't know. It was just like it wasn't cohesive at all to me, which is strange because it was in a 2-tone colour theme, so it really should have been cohesive. But it was just, there was too much going on. I feel like if she'd taken the arm things off, maybe it would have been nicer. But I don't know. It wasn't for me, but love Lawrence. And then next up, we have Ahura.
COVID-19er.
Okay, I am 100% sure that we're going to have said the exact same thing. After 3, say the first thing that you thought of when she came out. You ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Jurassic Park.
I looked up, it's actually called a Dilfosauruses.
Oh,
I read it first as Dilfosauruses. I thought,
okay. I see where you're going with that inspiration. Literally, as soon as, when she first came out, I was like, oh, fuck me now. Like,
I literally screamed, yes!
My first note is, I screamed. As soon as she came out with them peacock shoulders, and then she went, and flared up, I was like, bitch. That to me was like a Violet Chachki on the runway with her taking off the belt and flipping look. When she popped out, and then to think that she constructed that motherfucking garment, like the way that it is folded and everything, and then the movement in it, I was like, come on, bitch. You may not have won the first design challenge, but you done won our hearts.
You won our shots.
Okay, we need to talk about a really serious thing, which has really been a hot topic on the Twitters. Do we think it was a blue mask that she glittered with lips, or was it in reference to Sister Sister?
Both. She was all in blue anyway for the NHS, but yeah, 100% it was a nod to Sister, I thought.
The irony, if she drew up and dreamt up that look and was like, it's in support to the NHS, blah, 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 and then she was like, so I'll do a blue glitter mask to go with it, And then she was like, but obviously I need a lip. I don't want to. So I'll do a red glitter lip as well. And then that is the most signature Sister
That's
thing.
literally her logo.
After she says Sister has copied her and she's now winning a challenge dressed up as Sister. That is very multi-dimensional and I'm having a heart spasm.
I thought it was like a playful fuck you.
Really?
Yeah.
But I saw on Twitter that Ahura was like, get over it was just a mask. But I believe she does have the capacity to be shady sometimes.
Really?
Yeah.
How interesting.
Now I feel like we are going to fight. I mean, straight up, I gave Ahura a 10.
I gave her a 10 as well.
That's a 10.
I loved the hair. I loved the stiffness of the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was, an obvious 10.
Yeah, I just thought it was absolutely fucking phenomenal. And then next up, maybe we're going to fight about this one. We have Bim Bimmers.
Dr. Isabella Blows a lot.
And again, another fantastic fucking queer reference. Well, I say queer. Isabella Blow, even though I don't want to obviously erase her potential pansexuality, she was married to Detmar Blow. Fantastic name, Detmar. But another incredible fashion link as well. Well known for buying up Alexander McQueen's first ever collection when he was at CSM or LCF, I can't remember which one, when he was at university, and basically skyrocketing his career.
Gorge.
And also with Philip Tracy as well, like sort of someone that worked...
It's like a fairy godmother.
Yeah, exactly, a sort of fashion fairy godmother. So like another fantastic reference there. Now, what are your thoughts?
I was just so relieved initially.
Why?
That she wasn't in that fucking other
go on.
outfit.
Yeah.
Of course, I was obsessed with the super thin brow.
Yeah.
I loved the slip back on
it's
her.
a very you look.
Gorgeous drapery. I gave it... Oh, go on. You say your comments first.
You said gorgeous drapery and we locked eyes across this room. And I thought that anything draped, them referencing that it's like, oh, it's very, very Westwood has become the new... It's very Italian Vogue for anything that they think is remotely conceptual. Very abstract Leigh Bowery entity.
Yes.
They have... What I love about... Me and Luki crack up about this at Drag Race so much. There's like certain things, visual clues that like, if anything is like remotely out of the box, a bit unique, they'll be like, oh, it's very Italian Vogue, when it's like, what makes that difference from sort of Turkish Vogue? Anything that ever involves feathers as well, they're like, oh, so McQueen. And they do it with Westwood as well. When anything is like using tartan or it's draped, they're like, oh, the Westwood reference is so clear here. But actually, with Bimini's it is.
The rest of
so,
it.
yeah. And also, as someone that has built their look on Pamela Anderson, and Pamela Anderson is obviously modelled for Westwood, great friends with Vivian and Andreas, and is always in draped Westwood clothing. She probably understands Westwood.
I really feel like me and Bimini are...
soul sisters.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it too. I said actually that I think it was clever construction. I thought, she's not a seamstress. She knows her way around a hot glue gun, but I thought the draping and stuff was nice. And I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 9.
What?
I think maybe because I was so relieved of what it was going to be, and then she just had the lovely slick back hair and just looked all like tall and lovely and gorgeous.
Listen, the hair.
Well, I hadn't seen that until the close up. I thought it was just nice and slick back, but we'll move on. We'll get to that.
It's like, how dare you critique anything that Bimini brings down the runway again? And next up, we have It's Ellie Diamond.
Exuberant Ellie.
Now, this is possibly the most gay a person can look before they start like sneezing out AB crystals. Like this was so saccharine and sugary it made my teeth hurt. This look. This is. I mean, it was a lot.
Yeah, it was way too Katy Perry for me.
Yeah, it was too busy. But you may notice a running theme here, what I'm about to say. You might even be able to guess it. The face.
Gorgeous.
Absolutely incredible. For me, you know what we were saying about like taste? Like, she can literally come down covered in cuts from metal scourers in that piece of whatever that was. And you're like, but the face saves it. It's Ellie. Like, I think that if we were playing a switch around and Ellie's head was on anyone else, and I think that I would have came for her a bit more. But the face to me is so good that I just can really excuse pretty much anything that happens from the chin down.
And even though she's got her sort of usual style, she does mix up like bits of it every week.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that she does, which is a clear thing also that Lawrence does, so maybe it's something with being a Scottish queen and them not having the money from the gigs and coming from areas where their drag is not remunerated properly, is whether you like their style or not, the construction is always there. And I thought that, like, when it came out, I was like, not for me. But then upon actually looking at the detail of it, I was like, it's always so well made.
Well, yeah, earlier on in the workroom, I was thinking, Ellie's a crafty queen. Like, she's got to be feeling confident with this.
And look at that. Any fucking queen, first of all, you've got Lady Rubella herself saying that she doesn't want to see any fucking H&M. And especially from Michelle as well, there's always a lot of conversation about, like, you don't need money, but ...
Yeah.
That they always say. They don't want to see anything off the rack. Everything needs to be handmade. The hair, blah, blah. It's always like, there's always a precursor to them saying that, like, you don't need to have money for good drag, but there's such an expectation. It's like, okay, you may not need money, but, like, even if you're going to rhinestone the hell out of it, do you know how expensive rhinestones are? Like there's just a real disconnect in the reality of what it's like to be a queen that isn't making much money from their art.
Well, they're from the bloody boomer generation, didn't they? They bought their drag outfits for 3p.
Yeah, exactly. Sitting in houses that they bought for £11,000. I feel so strongly about the barrier that is created of, like, if you want to go on this show, you're going to need 25 custom outfits and 25 custom wigs and, like, all of this shit that, like, you need a certain amount of money to succeed in this competition anyway. But they are such champions of proving that actually you can make incredible outfits, regardless of taste. You can make incredible outfits actually out of nothing, because Ellie does every single bit of hair herself. And if she's buying a £30 wig and then making them fantastic, I mean, I'm pretty sure, judging by the size of her wigs, that they've all got about 9 wigs in.
Yeah.
But if she's making them fantastic wigs herself, and then also all that she's paying for them outfits is the materials, come on. Like, they are the definition of crafty queen.
She could do a masterclass.
Truly. Ellie, online classes, come on.
I gave her 6 truffles. It's cute, but I've seen it before.
I gave her 7 because upon further inspection, it was very well made.
Next up, we have Sister Sister, the Garden of Sheedon.
I thought, first of all, Sister Sister, when they came out as a boy, looking quite fit. Sister, if you hear this, hit me up.
Brother.
If you're into a little boy-on-boy action. I just thought you looked quite fit.
My first thought was, this is an art attack.
I actually really liked the concept. I thought this was very abstractly Bowery-enter too.
Face was gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And probably the strongest I felt about that when I saw her face, I thought, like, she looks really maybe it was because I was feeling a bit super squelchy from when she came out for it as a boy, that then I was like, she looks really beautiful. And just, like, the way that she's painted with, like, the big eyes and maybe them new gnashes as well. Just a very sort of cartoon-like.
Yeah.
Custom Florencia hair. That sort of, like, cotton candy pink cool whip.
Yeah, she called it an ice cream wig.
Yeah. Really liked that. I just really liked the concept. It was very in the night garden. What I don't like is when everyone's like, we can't see your body. It's like, clearly she's not trying to show her body. It's not like she's, like, masked it by one thing. It's like, there's been zero attempt at all. Like, she's not trying to create a silhouette.
She came out in, like, either the promo look or the Meet the Queens as literal, like, Violet Beauregard in a circle. Like, she's not out here trying to, like, show you, like, snatched waist.
Yeah, and also,
stuff.
like, she is tiny. Like, she's shown you snatch waist. It's not like you're like, oh, we need to see whether you have body or not. It's like, you can see that she's had body. Like, you don't need to show. This is one thing that I always find really difficult about the critiques. You don't need to show the drag standards every single week. Do you know what I mean? It's like, if you can pad, show it one week, she's serving body, she knows how to serve body. When you have Max with the grey hair, they're like, we'd like to see you in something other than grey hair. She shows it once, they can go, and then they can go back. With Sharon, they're like, can you not do spooky? Cool. Show us just glam drag. She does it once, she gets to go back. But there's this, like, weird thing, especially with silhouettes, that they're like, say, we need to see silhouette, and then they demand to see it every single, like with Adore. They demand to see it every week. And it's like, okay, I've showed it to you once. Like, I can do it, I just choose not to. Doesn't make my drag
if they came out in,
any
like,
less spectacular.
bodycon silhouette hugging things every week, then they would get cussed for...
Stop relying on that body.
Exactly. You can't win, can you?
No,
and everyone
surely not.
knows Sister... Everyone. We all know Sister is quirky and wacky, so it's like...
She's a wacky girl.
She's a wacky gal.
And also as well, like, it's so boring that your constraints of what drag is not female illusion. So therefore you don't always need to show silhouette, because if you're not trying to do female illusion in everything that you do, then like, why would you need to show silhouette?
But I hate to bring up as well, like, women come in all shapes and sizes.
Yeah,
There's not just like
she may
one
be the size
body.
of a garden.
Yeah.
It's just so boring, like, and it's such. Whenever that really makes me switch off when they say shit like that, because I just think like, come on, we're living in 2021, and if you can look at like, would you look at Hungary and be like, do you know what? Like, actually, that garment is really shapeless. It's like Hungary is not trying to serve you body. She's not trying to serve you like black china hourglass in every single thing that she does. It's like that's such a boring way to look at drag, as if like. What if she's trying to serve you Alien? What if she's trying to serve you literal, like you said, Violet Beauregard? It's so reductive to be like, where is the body? Yeah, I got annoyed with that. And so therefore, like, it made me super hot listening to all of their just what I thought were like baseless critiques. So I was like, do you know what? Like, if you're just say it with a full chest, say, I don't like your concept. Say, yeah, it is busy. There's a lot going on. I can't see your body, but like, I don't like the concept. That's what you mean, rather than hiding behind like, oh, we just can't see whether you've got hips or boobs. Cool.
So how many truffles?
I went 7.
I gave 6.5.
And can I just point out that realistically, if I was going to go by who should then be in the bottom by my own truffles, then it should be Lawrence and Tace. Because I actually scored Lawrence lower than Sister. But obviously Sister's had a couple of brushes with the
Mine
brushes
would
with
be
the law.
Ellie and Tace.
Ellie and Tace. Yeah, but I think we're both in agreement that whatever the weather, Tace is going to have to sing for a supper, which is difficult.
So, Minger and Zinger, what did you think of wigs on the runway?
Wigs on the runway. My Zinger was Ahora's lovely, just sort of like bone out sexy bedhead.
So, as soon as she came on, I was like, ugh.
Do you remember that reference we always used to send back and forth to each other, the Moschino runway with all of them? Just
never quite could get it, could we?
Yeah. So I went sexy bedhead for Ahora, but with honourable mention to Tace's bus driver.
Sure.
Loved it. What about you for the Zinger?
Ahora.
Yeah, thought so. And your Minger?
My Minger, initially, sorry sis, it was going to be her pastel pink wig, because I didn't really think it went with the primary colours. It reminded me a bit of the fairy godmother from Shrek. But then, when it showed Bimini in the close-up, I was like, okay, that's going to have to be me Minger.
Very, very difficult, and I hate to say this because, obviously, sweet angel baby. But I feel possibly a bit better about it because I feel like it does look like she did it herself, which, sure, maybe she just rustled it up. It would be Bimini's as well.
But this is going to get trickier and trickier as the less and less girls go, and they're just all the best girls staying. Like, we're going to have to really be calling out some zingers, which are to be mingers.
And I think what's important to point out as well is that, like, I think pretty much every single week Bimini has been my zinger. So at some point, they might have got a full honey. And then we head over to the critiques. It's when Rue was like, I was annoyed last week because they were all very low quality, but you really came through this week. I thought, well, Tia's not here. Oh, no! It was like, honestly, the construction of the garments has just really gone up since last week. I don't know what's different. It's like, oh, poor Tia Maria watching at home being like, oh, I'm really going to be paying for that ice cream look for the rest of my life, aren't I?
She's going to have to own it and make it like her merch, her logo. And
absolutely, ice cream queen.
Yeah. Tace, unfortunately, but rightly so, does get it about the scratchy gash scourer look.
Let me tell you, when it was close up on Tace and you could tell her face, you could see that she was a bit shocked that they were going so hard. But there was a point when it cut to her and I thought she was going to cry. And I was like, dear God, if this bitch lets tears fall down, then I will go and burn that studio to the ground. I can't watch her cry, not on BBC.
No, I've actually got something to say.
Say it.
I find it very rude of the judges. They said this on both Tace and Bimini, that they say not much effort went in. You have no concept or idea of how much effort any of these girls put in. Like, maybe the outcome wasn't that good, but Tace did spend hours doing that. Bimini made 2 outfits. So I think effort is the wrong word. If you don't like it, just say that, but you can't project or assume how much effort they put into it. I think that was really rude.
So valid. So valid. What you need to say to them realistically, which is obviously harder to hear, but a fairer and more useful critique, is to be like, what you are serving at the moment is not at the level of the others, rather than being like, it's lazy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
It's just, yeah.
Like, she literally cut up her whole fucking hand to make this.
How long was she in fucking A&E?
So yeah, I didn't care for that.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. Just to pick up what you said there, Luki. Michelle seems to always know the material. She's like, now I know that material. It's like, bitch, what is she burrowing away in her workshop 24/7 when she's not judging?
Like, oh, congratulations, you've been to an IKEA.
Yeah. I have actually touched plastic before, so congratulations. But she says that, and that's what I mean. Like, maybe it's because now that with the UK one, it's like we love the girls so much that now when they're giving them these critiques, it's like it feels extra personal. But I feel like just a lot of these critiques, I felt like you're being lazy. It's boring. I'm just hearing the same things over and over again. And with having the American one, and it's like, oh, you said that to so and so, blah 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 blah. But it just all seems a bit lazy. When they did a close up on Lawrence, her face was so soft and so young, and I thought, Raven, you did help her because I really thought that actually she looks so severe normally, and she did that. It really made her face look a lot more youthful.
Did Ellie have cliffhangers on the runway? Now my eagle eyes can't stop looking.
Fight the break of dawn. You are really, really going in on these cliffhangers. Congratulations.
Thank you. We'll put another picture up and we'll do another
Thoughts
vote
on our merch. A sort of a tile of many, many different potential cliffhangers of the season.
Well, Bob's, one of my season 3 Dreamcast, she actually sent us multiple pictures of her in cliffhangers, and she calls herself the cliffhanger queen.
And I think that we need to respect that because let me tell you, first of all, shout out to Bobs. She sent through about 15 videos that prove that no one has hung onto a cliff like our girl Bobs. Honestly, it is unbelievable how far out of a shoe this girl can get her big toe.
Is she buying them from like Tammy Girl Kids range?
I'm gonna say she's a size 11 and she's squashing into a lovely lucite pleaser size 4 to 5. And absolutely congratulations. I like to think that because her bestie is Bimini, because she's a tiny little girl, that she was just like, I can't be bothered to buy new shoes. I'm just gonna.
She gives her a
just gonna wear Bimini. Yeah, it's like, oh, but I'm like 6 sizes smaller than you. She's like, do you know, I'm gonna make it work.
Really, that Cinderella fantasy, isn't it? I was creasing when Graham Norton said about Sister, it looks like a children's entertainer if you hate your children.
You can really understand that, yeah. AKA hating all children.
Yeah.
If Luki's ever been around your children, she hates them.
Hi, Maggie. Hi, Vinny.
So when they critiqued Uhura, I said, I was willing them. I was goading them. I was like, you cannot fucking critique that shape. I will give each of you 4 hours and that material, and if you can come up with anything that is remotely close, I'll give you a repeater badge. Like, absolutely, like, that is a designer made a garment out of found materials. Like, and so I was like literally willing them.
I'm glad she dropped the redness of the British and just went blue NHS.
100%. And also the shout out to the NHS. Like, always.
We love you, Cherry Valentine.
Love you, Chivi. Gaga is such a basic reference for when it's like, oh my god, it's drag. It's very
Leigh Bowery.
Yeah, very Italian Vogue. Gaga, yes, Gaga. But it was very Gaga. When Graham Norton was like, I wanted to give you a standing ovation, I was like, that is the best.
I wish you had have done.
Apart from Bimini, apart from when they were like, it was a masterclass to Bimini, I put that I think that was the best critique that we've had all season. But when they came to critique Bimini, I thought it was strange feedback. I feel like, because they look at her and see a winner, I feel like they are almost a bit scared to critique her fully. Like, it was kind of negative, but they were also kind of celebrating her. It was just strange. I feel like if I was Bim Bimmers, I wouldn't like know how they felt really. Maybe it was more clear, unedited.
Yeah.
But I feel like they were sort of like, you look fantastic. The garment is fantastic, but it's also absolutely awful. Like, it was.
I don't think they went that hard on her. I thought they were just kind of saying.
They were like celebrating that it had clear references to Westwood, which is like, you would think like, oh yeah, I can really see a reference to it. Like, that means well constructed. It has clear period references, like everything that Westwood is, and saying that it's like the work of the most famous British designer. But then also saying like, they were saying that they don't like it. They were saying like the paper throws off the silhouette and that it doesn't look, you couldn't see shape in it. So it was, I don't know, I wouldn't feel confident with how they critiqued it.
Well, now there's no tops and bottoms anymore either, so you're kind of
I'm guessing
no
there were
man's
bottoms.
land.
How many jokes can we and the Drag Race world make out of the use of top and bottom? I don't know. I've put Ellie Diamond. I don't agree personally with the critique.
Me neither. I was surprised how happy they were with it. I feel like if that had been in the Sugar Ball, they would be like, that's overkill.
We are the
Sugar
sugar
babies.
babies. That always reminds me of. Who was
Jinx.
that? Oh yeah, that always reminds me of Jinxie with a little cross eyes.
Yeah.
And she looking all cute in her little fluffer gal wig.
Oh God, and Roxy getting all pissed off if the lollipops going the wrong way. God, she was nasty that season, but she's had her redemption.
But give her a sewing challenge and she'll give you what she wants.
Oh.
And then Sister, what I loved is she was making them piss. Absolutely piss when they were critiquing her. She was giving them all the jokes, and I thought this is a real good. If you were to leave this episode, I thought this is a really good one for you to go out on, because I thought not only have you left on showing them an outfit that is like quintessentially Sister, she's saying fuck you to the rules of what you think. Like, this is not female impersonation. Where is your big wig? Where is your pads? She's like, I've given you a nightmare. Also, she was like very funny in the reading challenge. She won that mini challenge, and then I thought she was really funny when they were critiquing her. Backstage and Untucked, it all seems heated, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, so Ellie confronts the girls who all said that she'd be next to go and being like, I'm in the top, bitch. Now what?
How'd
Say
you
something.
feel? Well, I mean, it's just fair enough. All it takes is just for one judge to be like, I really actually didn't like that at all. And you're sort of like, you could be in the bottom. Like, it's at this point, it's like, it's 50-50 whether you are like, who is going to like solely be in the top? You need to have done amazing on the main challenge and on the runway. Like, it's just, it's too difficult. Like, everyone is going to have some critiques, and you just got to decide whose critiques are the strongest, I guess.
Yeah. I would be going around to getting people's faces going, oh, how does it feel in the bottom when you thought I was going to go home, bitch?
Do not come for us on this day. Ellie was seething, but I thought quite rightly so.
Yeah.
But if Ahura didn't win at this point, I would have cracked skulls. Like, I was like, I know that Ellie wants to win. We all want to win, honey. I love you. I get it. But if like that was one of the best constructed things that's ever definitely come down the UK Drag Race runway. But I thought it was so fucking good that I thought if she is not given her flowers on this episode, I will.
Well, yeah, because we know in our heart of hearts what should happen, but these judges be trifling and they like to all just be pulling stunts. So
Stunts
it
and
could have
tricks.
been Ellie winning, and I was a bit worried.
Yeah, me too. Especially because I didn't like, even though I would 100% champion that it was very well made and that it was a good design. I personally, it wasn't to my taste. So yeah, I was on tenterhooks, honey, tenterhooks. How much did you love? It gave me a Westwoody. Definitely stealing that. But yeah, I was a bit scared, but I thought it would not surprise me if these basic judges were like, oh my god, super cute, super girly, love the rainbow sprinklesness of it, and gave it to Ellie. If you did not crown a horror for this one, some jaws will be spun. I just hate to see all the honeys fighting.
Same.
It's not good TV for me. It's too gets me nerves going, Luke. So I don't like it.
I really hate it, Cassie.
So it's pretty clear who the tops and bottoms are, and then Ahura wins. I was literally with my arms clapping overhead.
Like a seal.
And unfortunately, Tace and Sister in the bottom.
Did you think that was deserved?
Ish. Definitely Tace.
Definitely Taste, but I don't think it should have been Sister personally. I feel like realistically it should have been, for me, it should have been Lawrence.
I felt in my heart of hearts that Tace wasn't going to leave, but I still felt absolutely sick to my stomach.
I thought there's no way. They can't let her go, not after this.
I could not believe the song choice. I was like, okay. So we've seen Tace kill Memory. Now, let's give this bitch something to dance to. Let's see these Janet Jackson moves. Jess motherfucking Glynn, are you joking me?
I was so livid. Like, as soon as it kicked in, I was like, what is this, Aquafit down at the local rec? Like, Jess Glynn. I want to see the girls go fucking mental. I want to see them burn a hole in that floor. To this dog shit M&S advert music, I don't think so. I was so angry. Like, we have been waiting to see. Tace is one of the best performers in London. We've been desperate to lose our minds at one of her performances, and then you give her this.
I just don't understand that the choice for it to be a song by a UK artist is stronger than the choice for it to be a good, entertaining lip sync song.
And they can literally get anything. Maybe they're running out of budget for music or whatever, but like they have access to literally anyone. And I really feel like actually the music choices for the lip syncs have been a bit odd this UK season.
It's like, give us some Samantha fucking Mumba.
Oh, please. What a lovely central body-to-body lip sync. Lovely.
Imagine they use a Mystique number.
All I want is a Mystique song.
Imagine them giving us the Alicia.
Scandalous. I said, get up. It's a one-night stand. This was a real like wasted moment of what could have been a fantastic moment for Sister and Tace.
Because we've seen Sister gives it some fucking welly.
Yeah.
When Ginny left, she was going in hard.
We could have had a sorry not sorry moment.
A little battle royale.
Yeah, exactly. And it was a disappointment to me. But I did love Tace's end position. It's so funny because last week I was like, how fucking dare Sister say, like, you need to think about your outfit on the runway just in case you have to lip sync on it. But then as soon as she started, I was like, poor baby, like, it's going to be really hard to lip sync in that. And I just thought, she can't really give shape and she can't give, like...
Once again, that big karma.
Yeah. And I thought, actually, like, she's kind of got a point, but now it's coming back to bite her in the ass because it was...
As chameleons often do.
Yeah, it's not an easy... That was a difficult outfit to lip sync in. But I actually, I have a real, like you said, real lack of notes. There wasn't really much thought because I was too busy concentrating on how much I hated the song.
Same. So, Taste stays, and unfortunately, Sister, we'll miss you.
Oh, we will.
I absolutely cackled and nearly fell off the sofa when Sister was like, I'll be excited to see who wins this because I all thought they were all awful and lacked everything. I thought that was so funny. Like, maybe some people will think that comes off as nasty, but I think she's just fucking deadpan. And I did actually cackled like a witch.
I really liked her leaving thing as well because it's just like, I think there's such an insistence on that you need to leave with a, they got me, gal, like something that will be like, there's always time for a cocktail. Something that's going to be really memorable. But for her to just like go up and be like, remember it. It's like she's like constantly just sort of like poking fun at how it's just all ridiculous and stupid. And then we get to see next week, and I screamed. Why did I scream?
Because of RuPaul's fucking look.
I screamed because of Dawn French.
Dawny.
I love her. Just, do you know what I always think about? I always think about the fact that Dawn French and Lenny Henry were married. Imagine the lols they had. Two fucking jokes people.
That's what I always think about Julia Davis and Julian Barrett. I saw them together in Camden once pushing a pram, and I thought, I wish I was that baby.
I'm baby. The time has come at last. Let's talk season 3 Dreamcast. Hit me. Who's your Dreamcast girl?
This week I've gone Luna Bundy. Luna like the moon, Bundy like Ted. She's just super sexy, super modern, really cool.
You sound like someone's mum describing her. Like, she's very cool, very modern.
No, but you know, like some people, like not every drag queen is cool. And she just looks like a cool bitch.
Yeah.
She's a cute boy, and she does super cute custom colour human hair units. So that's a sis to keep close.
Enid, don't think I ain't jumped. I've already jumped in the DMs. Getting that price list. My season 3 Dreamcast is Dakota Schiffer. The literal epitome of an angel. She's always giving you sort of like these gorgeous 60s. First of all, you need to go to her. What was Luna Bundy?
Luna Bundy. At
Luna, Luna Bundy. But after you've gone and shown some love to Luna Bundy, go over to Dakota.Schiffer. That's SCHIFFER, as in...
Schiffer's List.
As in daughter of Claudia. She's always giving you these, like, there's something so soft about the way she paints, and she's giving you these absolutely fucking gorgeous, like, 60s Sharon Tate references, and just very, like, sweet angel baby doll. And just, yeah, go and show her some love.
Your Rose and Thorn of the week.
My Rose of the week was the moment with the coat. I just thought that...
Dinosaur.
Yeah. The dinosaur pop was just everything for me. My Thorn of the week is... don't ever play Jess Glynn again.
Give us songs the gals can dance to.
Yeah. Give the gals party jams. That's all we want. Either a party jam or an 80s power ballad. I need to see the girls break down or work it out. Yeah, so that was definitely a thorn. It's a thorn. It's always been a thorn in my side, if I'm honest. The JG. May she forever be waiting outside of Sexy Fish.
My rose has got to be a horror peeking through those mannequins. Just cute and cheeky chops.
Yeah.
And my thorn was Bim's original outfit. It just honestly made my heart sink. I was just so scared.
Yeah, absolutely.
A very rough 12 minutes. Well, that's about all we can squeeze into this week's episode. We hope you've enjoyed listening to it as much as we've enjoyed chatting about it.
Always a pleasure, Luke. It's always a pleasure.
And if you just keep an eye out later on in the week, we're going to have a very special bonus episode interviewing someone you'll definitely know and want to hear all about.
Definitely. Something special this way cometh. But until then, see you later, gals.
Bye.
Bye.